Hey everyone, welcome back. So we need to talk about what might genuinely be the worst CEO interview I've ever witnessed in my entire life. And I've seen some bad ones. Look, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I went into watching this thinking, okay, it can't be that bad. I was wrong. I was so wrong. This interview made me want to grab my laptop, close it very slowly, walk into the ocean, and just keep walking. David Baszucki, the CEO of Roblox, goes on the New York Times podcast, Hard Fork. Now, Roblox has been dealing with some serious allegations about child safety. Lawsuits, investigations, reports from financial firms. This is heavy stuff. So you'd think the CEO would come prepared, right? Maybe with some actual answers, some accountability, literally anything resembling a coherent plan? Nope. What we got instead was a man who seemed genuinely confused about why people were asking him hard questions about, children being safe on his platform. This man looked like someone who showed up to take a math test but studied for history instead. So they're discussing child safety. The interviewer notices David is getting visibly frustrated and points it out. Normal stuff, professional interview things. And David goes on this bizarre rant about fun time. He says he's trying to figure out how much fun time he gets with them versus this super focused stuff.
I mean, look, I can tell you're getting a little bit frustrated here.
I'm actually not frustrated. I'm so excited to talk. I thought we were going to be talking about funny things in the industry and all of that. So I'm not frustrated. I'm just kind of figuring out how much fun time I have with you guys and how much fun time we have versus kind of this super focus.
I'm sorry, what? Fun time? Fun time? You're discussing lawsuits about children being harmed, and you're talking about fun time like you're a kindergartner asking for recess? What does that even mean? Is there a fun time meter? Is this an arcade? Do you get tickets at the end? I genuinely don't understand what reality this man is living in. But it's clearly not the same one where his platform is under federal investigation. This moment told me everything I needed to know about this interview. We were in for a ride, and that ride was a roller coaster with no safety bar that's currently on fire. So, the interviewer asks a pretty straightforward question about how David thinks about the problem of child safety on Roblox.
And how do you think of the problem of predators on Roblox?
We think of it not necessarily just as a problem, but an opportunity as well.
David's response? He says they think of it not necessarily just as a problem, but an opportunity as well. I need you to understand how my jaw hit the floor. An opportunity. He called protecting children from predators an opportunity, like it's a business growth strategy. Like it's a new market segment they're excited to tap into. Children being targeted isn't an opportunity. It's a crisis. It's an emergency. It's the kind of thing that should make you lose sleep at night, not get excited about building the future of communication. The hosts bring up lawsuits that explicitly state Roblox has become a place where predators go to find children. This is documented. This is in court filings.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned sort of kids leaving the platform, and it does become clear in this lawsuits that Roblox is kind of, where predators go to find kids, but then they
I would say in the lawsuit or the press, yes, I would categorically reject the actual description of what you're saying.
David's response? He categorically rejects that description. That's it. No explanation. No evidence to the contrary. No, here's why that's inaccurate. Just a flat denial, and moving on like that settles it. Brother, you can't just I declare bankruptcy your way out of lawsuits. That's not how reality works. You can't just reject things categorically and have them disappear. I categorically reject my student loans, but they're still there? David. Then they ask point blank if he thinks there's a child safety problem.
You don't think you have a problem with predators on the platform?
I think we're doing an incredible job at innovating relative to the number of people on our platform and the hours in really leaning into the future of how this is going to work.
And this man says he thinks they're doing an incredible job. An incredible job. My guy, there are lawsuits. Multiple lawsuits. There are investigations. There are exposes. Incredible job is not the phrase I would use here. Maybe we're working on it, or we acknowledge we have more to do, or literally any sentence that shows you understand the gravity of the situation. But no, incredible job. He's out here giving himself a gold star while the house is burning down. Throughout this entire interview, whenever David gets pressed on actual safety measures, he just keeps talking about AI like it's a magical solution that fixes everything. AI is not a magic wand. AI is not a replacement for actual human oversight, especially when it comes to child safety. You know what AI is really bad at? Understanding context, understanding slang, understanding the million creative ways predators adapt their tactics. And he even admits that they've been cutting back on human moderators in favor of AI. He compared it to car manufacturing becoming more automated, like moderating a children's platform is the same as building a Honda Civic. Children aren't cars, David! You can't just automate their safety and call it efficiency. This isn't a cost-cutting opportunity. This is children's lives. Oh man. Then the interviewers mention a report from Hindenburg Research. This is a financial firm that investigated Roblox and found they'd been cutting safety spending while reporting growth to investors.
Last year, activist fund and short seller Hindenburg Research came out with a report arguing, among other things, that Roblox was, quote, compromising child safety in order to report growth to investors. One of the things they pointed to was that there had been a decline in your spending on trust and safety. You have denied that. Why? What did they have wrong?
David's response? He gets noticeably angry.
So fun. Let's keep going down this. And so first off, Hindenburg's no longer in existence, correct? So you should report on that. They went out of business for some reason. The other thing is, have you researched that information?
First, he smugly points out that Hindenburg is no longer in existence like he's winning a debate, as if the fact that they voluntarily dissolved their firm somehow erases all their research. That's like saying, well, the detective who solved the case retired, so I guess the evidence doesn't count anymore. The data doesn't vanish because the company shut down, my dude. Then he does this thing, this infuriating thing, where he turns the question back on the interviewer and asks if they have researched that information. Excuse me? You're the CEO. You should have the answers ready. This is your company, your platform, your responsibility. You don't get to pop quiz the journalists who are interviewing you about your own safety failures. It's like if a teacher asked you about your homework and you responded with, well, have you done the homework? That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. So they ask a reasonable question about how Roblox measures success when it comes to child safety.
So then my question is, how do you measure success? Like, how do you, as the CEO, as you look at everything you're doing, feel like we're applying the right number of resources and they have the right error rates, and we're at a place where I'm comfortable telling parents, bring your kids to Roblox?
We see all of those metrics internally all the time. They're not publicly shared. We're watching filter rates, we're watching this rate, we're watching all of that rate. Those metrics constantly get better as we add more and more AI on top of it.
David's answer is basically that they have metrics, they're great, super detailed, but you just can't see them. I'm sorry, what? You want parents to trust you with their children, but you won't show anyone your safety data? You want the public to believe you're doing an incredible job, but all the proof is locked away in your internal systems? That's not transparency. That's not accountability. That's trust me, bro, disguised as corporate policy. And then he tries to reassure everyone by saying his own kids use Roblox. Well, of course your kids use it. You're the CEO. You made it. Your kids probably have special accounts with extra monitoring and private servers. That doesn't prove anything about the average child's experience. That's like a theme park owner saying the roller coaster is safe because their kids ride it. Yeah, I bet your kids get extra safety checks, buddy. Here's where I genuinely almost threw my headphones across the room. David says that parents are the ultimate arbiter of responsibility. If a parent isn't comfortable with their kid on Roblox, then just don't let them on. Are you kidding me right now? You've spent years marketing Roblox as safe. You've spent millions on PR campaigns about your safety systems. You've built your entire brand around being a kid-friendly platform. And now, when the heat is on, you're saying, well, parents should just figure it out themselves? No. Absolutely not. You don't get to have it both ways. You can't advertise yourself as safe and then blame parents when it turns out you're not. Yes, parents should monitor their kids, obviously. But that doesn't absolve you of responsibility for creating a safe environment in the first place. It's like if a playground had broken equipment and rusty nails everywhere, and the owner said, well, parents should watch their kids. Yeah, they should, but maybe also fix the playground? Okay, this is the moment. This is where the interview went from bad to, am I having a fever dream? The host jokingly asked if Roblox would ever add gambling-style prediction markets, like betting with Robux on game outcomes.
Would you ever put a prediction market inside Roblox, like let kids bet with their Robux and say, I bet he's gonna steal a tung 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 sahur?
Or I bet he's not gonna dress to impress.
They're clearly expecting a haha, no, obviously not response. David says he actually thinks it's a brilliant idea.
I actually think it's a brilliant idea if it can be done in an educational way that's legal. And so I imagine a no free Robux, no free prizes, just a game called the Dress to Impress Predictor, where it's not like trying to get kids money or anything like that. I would be a big fan of it.
Brilliant. He said, brilliant. The interviewer immediately clarifies that, to be clear, they think this is a horrible idea.
Oh, to be clear, I think this is a horrible idea. I was just interested if you were thinking about it.
And David doubles down. He starts describing this hypothetical gambling game. He's got the whole concept mapped out. The dress to impress predictor where kids can bet on outcomes? Who approved this man speaking in public? You are currently under investigation for child safety. You are currently facing lawsuits. You are currently dealing with a PR nightmare about protecting children. And you just publicly brainstormed adding gambling mechanics for kids. There are no words. The English language doesn't have the vocabulary to express how monumentally, catastrophically, historically tone-deaf this moment was. It's like if the captain of the Titanic, while the ship was sinking, suggested they add more icebergs for fun. It's like if someone's house was on fire and they asked if now would be a good time to install a fireworks factory in the basement. I genuinely believe this might be the single worst thing a CEO has ever said in a public interview. And I've studied Elon Musk's Twitter history. Unsurprisingly, the internet collectively lost its mind. Twitter exploded. YouTube creators made videos. Even people who've never played Roblox were watching this interview wondering what the heck they just witnessed. And they're right to react this way. This wasn't just a bad interview. This was a masterclass in how to destroy your company's credibility in under an hour. David came across as completely disconnected from reality, defensive and hostile to basic questions, more concerned with PR than actual safety, weirdly casual about serious allegations, and apparently pro-child gambling. Look, I'm not just ranting for fun here. Well, okay, maybe a little, but this genuinely matters. Roblox has something like 70+ million daily active users. A huge portion of them are children. Young children. And the CEO just went on a major podcast and showed everyone that he either doesn't understand or doesn't care about the severity of the safety issues on his platform. That's terrifying. That should terrify every parent whose kid plays Roblox. Because if this is how he responds to tough questions in a controlled interview environment, how is he handling these issues behind closed doors? If he thinks child safety is an opportunity and gambling for kids is brilliant, what other horrible ideas is he having that we don't know about yet? I'm genuinely exhausted from watching this. It's like witnessing a slow-motion car crash where the driver keeps insisting everything is fine while actively making it worse. David Baszucki had a chance to show leadership, to show accountability, to show that he takes these issues seriously. Instead, he showed us that he's either completely clueless about the problems his platform faces, or he knows about them and just doesn't care enough to do anything meaningful. Either option is unacceptable. Roblox needs better leadership. Children deserve better protection. And parents deserve actual transparency, not vague promises about AI and internal metrics. This interview was a disaster. A complete, unmitigated disaster. And honestly, I don't think David even realizes how badly he messed up, which might be the scariest part of all. All right, that's all I've got. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Drop a like if you think this interview was absolutely bonkers. Subscribe if you want more coverage of tech CEOs forgetting how to act like humans, and comment your thoughts because I genuinely want to know if I'm overreacting or if you're as stunned as I am. I'll see you in the next video.